Karen destroyed my house, but I got the last laugh. Before I dive into this absolute nightmare of a story, don't forget to hit that like button and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. Your support keeps me going, and trust me, this one is absolutely insane. The nightmare tenant. I've been renting out properties for years, so I know not every tenant is perfect. But when Karen showed up, she seemed like a dream come true. Polite, quiet, a mother of two. What could go wrong? Well, everything. The problem started almost immediately. My neighbors began complaining about loud screaming late at night, non-stop parties, her kids destroying gardens and breaking fences. At first, I thought maybe the neighbors were exaggerating, but then I started getting more reports. Karen wasn't just noisy, she was a menace. She blocked driveways with her car, let her kids run wild, and even started bossing people around like she was in charge of the neighborhood. She didn't care who she bothered. If someone complained, she'd gaslight them, saying they were the problem. That's when things took an even crazier turn. Karen and her fake HOA. A few weeks later, I started hearing even weirder rumors. Karen had started acting like she was the president of the HOA. The problem? There was no HOA in our neighborhood. She was knocking on doors, handing out fake violation notices, and even demanding fines. One of my neighbors said she tried to force him to repaint his fence. Another said she threatened to tow his car for being too old. She even told one of my elderly neighbors that they needed HOA approval before having visitors over. She was living in my house, not paying rent, and somehow thought she was running the entire neighborhood. And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, she stopped paying rent altogether. The horror show begins. I tried calling, texting, nothing. She completely ignored me, so I decided to check on the house myself. It was a total disaster. Doors kicked in, walls covered in stains and holes, furniture broken or missing. She had turned a nice home into a complete wreck. Then I found piles of unpaid utility bills in my name, hundreds of dollars in unpaid electricity and water bills, because apparently Karen wasn't paying for anything. When I confronted her, she smirked. "You can't be here. This is my house now. You're trespassing." I barely had time to respond before she did the craziest thing ever. She called the police on me, taking her to court. When the police arrived, she played the victim. She cried. She claimed I was harassing her. She said she had tenant rights, but I had all the legal documents. The cops saw through her lies immediately, so I took her to court. Karen acted like a soap opera actress. She sobbed about being unfairly evicted. She threatened lawsuits, but the judge wasn't buying it. I presented photos of the destroyed house, unpaid rent records, statements from multiple neighbors. The verdict: Karen was officially evicted. She was ordered to pay for all damages. She got a restraining order from my property. She tried to appeal but lost. Sweet, sweet Justice Karen threw a tantrum. She even tried starting a petition against me. How many people supported her? 0. The neighbors threw a party when she left. I spent thousands of dollars on repairs, but in the end, it was worth it. Because the best part? She's still paying me compensation. Every month, I imagine her fuming while sending me money. It took months to restore the house, but the satisfaction of winning in court made it all worth it. Now that is what I call poetic justice. What would you have done? Ever had a nightmare tenant like Karen? How would you handle this? Let me know in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more insane stories. See you in the next video.